Welcome back, Drink Stuff fans, and welcome to December 2022's Cocktail Club reveal. And I can exclusively reveal that the flavour we've chosen this month is Monin's Tangerine Puree, and I can't wait to start playing about with this. So today in this video I'm just going to give you a quick sort of taste and tell you about the product, and then I'm diving into 5 simple sort of classic recipes that you could riff this tangerine syrup into. Now also, as it's the start of the new month, we wipe the slate clean, and it's a new competition month as well, so it's your chance to win one of these, a flavour of your choice. All you need to do is come up with a recipe using Monin's Tangerine Puree, and then submit it to our Discord community or via Instagram. But remember, you have to tag us in the actual photo. No mentioning in the comments. We can do, but we don't see it unless you tag us in the actual photo or reel. And make sure you go and watch previous I Make Your Cocktails, because we're starting to get loads and loads of entries now. I think November's was 8 submissions, 8 of you kind of there. So let's do better for December. Let's get up to 10 of you sort of submitting your own cocktail recipes. And also, don't forget, you can get these at a discounted price just for being a member of our cocktail club. It's completely free. It's not a paid membership. All you have to do is follow the link in the pinned comment or in the description below. That'll sign you up. We'll give you a free cocktail PDF book for it. Thank you for signing up. But you get the discount codes via email. So you need to pop your right email address in there, and you need to add like the server drinkstuff.com to your safe senders list so it doesn't go into your junk mail. Now, if you're new to this product range, you can see a few on the shelves behind me. If you don't know what these are essentially, we do call them puree. I call them puree, to be fair. What they actually are is they're 50% fruit and 50% sugar. And the thing with the Monin Puree, it's actually real fruit that's gone in there as well. These are long life and shelf stable. And this is something I'm going to come on to with this product in a second, because I can exclusively reveal something with this flavour. But just very quickly, this flavour, tangerine, what is it? Well, tangerine's kind of like mandarin, sort of like a more bitter, slightly bitter orange. The best way I could describe this flavour is kind of like marmalade. It's like a fruitier, slightly more orangey marmalade. And I fell in love with this year. This is absolutely delicious. As I always say, you know, if you run out of ideas for cocktails, whack it on your toast. This stuff is awesome on toast. And then if I just move these to one side, if we get this on the close-up, hopefully you can kind of see all the bits in all that, so you can sort of see the real tangerine bits in there. So over the course of this month, I'm going to give you plenty of inspiration. I've come up with a couple of different video ideas as well. So we're going to be focusing on highballs. I've got the 5 sort of classic riffs in this video. I've got chocolate and orange videos come up this month. There's also a very famous Christmassy, UK Christmassy liqueur, should we like, featuring this month, a video dedicated to that, and plenty of other stuff as well. But just before we dive in, this is the thing I wanted to exclusively reveal, because I said I fell in love with this flavour last year while filming, and it's been a year, and here is that bottle. It's still half full. Now, this stuff, full disclosure here, this stuff is from this bottle, newly opened. This stuff was opened a year ago. I don't even know what the date is on here, but it's been opened in this studio. Here we go. So it goes out of date on the 4th, 2023. Bearing in mind, they are like 18 months shelf life. Monin do say use within 6 weeks, I think it is on here. Actually, sorry, big bold letters, to be consumed within 4 weeks after open, to be stored in a clean, dry and cool place. Now, this is the thing, because Monin have to say that. This is not, as I always say, this is not Drink Stuff line. This is Steve the barman talking here. Don't come and sue me. You know, I'm not putting out there, but I'm telling you that these will unofficially last a lot longer, because this is the stuff that's come out of that bottle literally about 10, 15 minutes ago. Now look, there is a slight cut. I'm going to stand to one side just so you can kind of see it. I might even try and do on a white background. Does that work there? I don't know. You can sort of see a slight colour or discoloration, I should say. The older stuff is slightly darker, but they taste absolutely identical. It's still got that lovely bittery marmalade-y kind of vibe to it. Tangerine bursting forward. It's kind of got a bitter, which kind of goes out into fruit. And that's exactly the same into that. So look, after a year in this ambient studio, that is still absolutely fine to use. And that is why I personally, again, me personally talking here, not drink stuff, not Monin, me personally, I do really start to rate these. I didn't have much experience of using them coming into this whole series, this whole Cocktail Club videos, but now after 6 months or so, we've got a few other flavours opened. A lot of these are opened. You know, the whole 4-week thing, I know why they have to do it, for food and for health and safety and all that malarkey, all that sort of legal stuff. But I'm going to be brutally honest, that's a year. And apart from this slight sort of colour, discoloration, I can't tell the difference. Which makes these products absolutely perfect for you guys at home or for lower volume bars and pubs and stuff. It's cracking products that you can kind of riff in to fun cocktails to kind of give an extra dimension. And that is exactly what I'm going to do in this video. So let's dive in to the first 5 cocktails. So then recipe number 1, I'm going for a Boozy chocolate and orange, or a hot chocolate and orange if you like. Now, I've just been into the kitchen. We haven't got the machine in here, so I've just been into the kitchen, whipped up a hot chocolate very quickly. I'm going to use a shot glass for all of this. This is 20 ml. It's going to be a standard 20 ml this month for all this, for every single Monin Tangerine drink that I make, 20 ml. Now, there is a caveat coming because throughout the month, there are some recipes that I'm actually going to add some sugar to, because this isn't as sweet as some of the others in the flavour. As I said, it's kind of got that marmalade-y vibe. It has got the sweetness, but not an out-and-out sweetness. So some of you might want, and I think a good ratio for this is 20 ml to 10 ml for some of you. For instance, there is a mojito coming up in this video where I'm going to be using 10 ml of sugar syrup as well. Now for the Boozy hot chocolate, there are so many different ways you could go here. Well, that's just kind of pouring in there. I'm actually going to do an out-and-out chocolate and orange vibe going in here. So I'm going to use Cointreau Grand Marnier or some triple sec even, something like that, Mandarin Napoleon. My rum community has so many different lovely orange liqueurs in there, or orange rums even, you know, some really good stuff. You could go spiced rum, a nice kind of Christmassy, wintry, kind of vanilla-y, cinnamony, clovey kind of spiced rum there. Or you could go full out chocolate liqueur, something like this. But for this, I'm going to go full out booze, full out orange. So I'm going to do 25 ml. Let's go 25 ml of, hang on, let's get the UK jigger. There we go. UK jigger, 25 ml of Cointreau. There we go. Now you'll find that as this hot chocolate is piping hot, and I can't hold the actual glass, it's really hot, the tangerine puree does kind of blend in quite easily there. But give it a good stir, and then, you know, we go full out in this sort of stuff. I've just got some squirty cream from the supermarket. So give it a good old squirty cream vibe. And then to garnish, chocolate dusting, bit of chocolate dusting there. And then actually, I think for the final sort of twist, I forgot an orange. I haven't got an orange, but we've got some tangerines. We've actually got some tangerines. I think they're tangerines, might be too big for a satsuma, but I'm just going grated orange sort of zest just over the top like that. So that is the chocolate or the hot chocolate and orange. Now cocktail 2, I've quickly mentioned it earlier, tangerine mojito. Little swerve in this one. So first off, I've got the tangerine, and while that's just kind of puring out there, so 20 ml, 25 ml, whatever you fancy of that, but I'm using 20 ml here, give or take. It's kind of 30 ml as a measurement because you kind of end up with loads left in the shot glass. That's why I'm using the shot glass left. There's probably another 5 ml in there, to be fair. Right, now, I did mention sugar. So, and I was going to add 10 ml of sugar here. Now, I thought for a very, very quick last minute hack, let's bring out the mojito syrup here, if you've got that. Now, you'll see I have got mint, of course. So I would use 8 to 10 of these decent sized mint leaves, 8 to 10 mint leaves in here. But I think the mojito syrup will work a treat. Now, it's up to you. I'm just going to go 10 ml. I think this is punchy enough to only use 10 ml of mint syrup. If you want it slightly more, play about or use fresh mint. But as I mentioned, I think 20 ml of that puree with 10 ml of sugar syrup is the perfect balance for these kind of cocktails. So I'm just going 10 ml of Monin's Mojito mint there. And if you're thinking, hang on, where's the rum? That's just what I was thinking 2 seconds ago. So there's the rum, we've got that. And also the hot chocolate, as it was gonna go cold, I've taken that, I've donated that into the office. So that's gone for the rest of the video. So 50 ml of your rum of choice. I do love white rums in Mojito. So 50 ml of a decent white rum. Then we go 25 ml, as always in these videos, I've got the ODK 100% lime juice. So 25 ml of that. We've got the mint in there already, so I'm not going to bother with the mint leaves. All I need to do now is crushed ice. So plenty of crushed ice in the old glass. Not too full, that's about right. And you take your long bar spoon and just going to give that a churn to combine all the ingredients in there. Mix that tangerine syrup through. And then top it up with more crushed ice. And then just a little bit of soda water. There we go. Just 50 ml tops, 50 ml max. You don't even probably want that. There we go. Perfect. So that's our mojito. I'm just going to garnish that with the sprigs of mint I've got there. If you've got mint, use it in the cocktail. It's that simple. This mint syrup is absolutely perfect if you haven't got mint at home. That's what I mean. Is it minty enough? I tell you what, that's flipping tasty. Yes, it's not an out and out vibrant mojito, but it's a subtleness to it. Mint leaves would give you more minty taste than 8 to 10 mint leaves would give you more of a minty taste than 10 ml of the mojito syrup, but play about. Sweetness levels, bang on the money for me. Now cocktail 3, good old sort of brandy buck with a sort of a tangerine twist to it. Brandy bucks, and you get whiskey bucks and all that sort of stuff. It's just kind of essentially a mule, but with kind of lemon juice in there as well. It's kind of like a ginger ale Collins, if you like. And I love that sort of simple drinks. I really, really love. So I'm just going to kind of get this all in here. So 20 ml of your tangerine puree. There we go. We've got that. Decent sort of brandy, cognac. God, Tesco, it's pretty good actually. It's all right. It's brilliant for cocktails. 50 ml of your brandy, your cognac of choice. And then 25 ml of freshly squeezed or ODK lemon juice like that. Really, really simple. So there. Now, because I've got full fat ginger ale here, that's going to give me personally enough sweetness in this cocktail. If you want to add 5-10 ml of sugar syrup to this, you be my guest. If you've got like Fever-Tree Refreshingly Light, for example, but the full fat stuff has got that little bit of extra sweetness. Now, after a good shake, and I'm still struggling, I don't know what's happened there, tendon or something, I'm still struggling, so I'm a one-handed shake at the moment, but that's why I love these cocktail tins, these bar fire, look at that, they get proper cold. So, I've got my highball glass here, I'm going to use this little beast, I don't know what it's called, but we'll link it hopefully in the description below. Ginger ale to your shaken cocktail. These are 150 ml cans, I'm going to use about half the can in here, so about 75 ml. That'll be perfect. And then just simply going to single strain this over the top. There we go. And then just simply to garnish, I've got them here, just a dehydrated orange or a fresh orange or a wedge of lime, whatever you fancy. Brandy buck, tangerine brandy buck. I absolutely adore that cocktail. We know that brandy and lemon and orange goes together because of like the sidecar, the Cointreau, or triple sec or whatever you're going to use in that because of those style of cocktails. Brandy and ginger is a standard. Brandy and orange is a standard. That just works so, so well. I adore that. A simple cocktail, but absolutely delicious. Now, cocktail 4, tangerine and elderflower Collins. A couple of different ways you could do this. I'm just going to do the tangerine puree again. I should do this before I start, shouldn't I? But there we go. Bear with. Right, there we go. So 20 ml of the tangerine syrup, puree. Your gin of choice. Love this stuff. Really nice sort of floral gin. As far as gin goes, no, come on, I'm a rum fan. But as far as gin goes, it's really, really nice. So 50 ml, double bubble of your gin of choice. So I think this gin really does complement this. Now, because this is soda water, which is obviously unsweetened, we've got some elderflower syrup here. So Monin's elderflower syrup. So this will be my slight sweetener, if you like. 10 ml of the elderflower there. So that's perfect. And then we're going 25 ml of the lemon juice, freshly squeezed at home, or this stuff, which is perfect for you guys at home, 25 ml of that. Then we're going to shake down and top up with soda water and serve. Icy cold. Now, a quick hack here. I've got soda water. You could use Elderflower tonic if you so wanted to, or something like that to give that. This is actually, I'm lucky, this is actually the full fat stuff. But I'm just going soda water here because the Collins traditionally is soda water. But, you know, just loads of inspiration there for you. Dump that in there. And then to serve up, nice, another sexy glass. And then single strain this in there. There we go. You can see those lovely little bits of tangerine coming out there. And then to garnish, because I do kind of love it, you know, you can't go wrong with a bit of mint as a garnish. Bit of mint, and I've got a dehydrated lemon here as well, if I can pick it up. There we go. It's a stunning drink. The elderflower does punch through. That little bit of sweetness, perfectly balanced again. I think 10 ml, 20 ml of this in 10 ml is that sweet spot. The gin's there. That is a really lovely, refreshingly light Collins with that kind of wintry, tangerine twist. That's delicious. Now, the fifth and final cocktail I'm going to take on is the margarita. I do think the flavour profile of this tangerine works exceptionally well in the margarita. So as standard, 20 ml of the tangerine syrup. Look at that. Let's get a close-up of that for you. Look at that going in there. Tequila, I've got Reposado here, Blanco, Añejo, whatever you got. 50 ml of your tequila of choice. I'm not going to use a triple sec or an orange liqueur in this because we've got a tangerine. We don't want too much more orange. 25 ml of lime juice. Now, I am going to balance this out just very slightly with, and I would normally use Monin. I would normally use Monin. I haven't got an agave here, it's at home. So this is Funkins. We sell this as well. So 10 ml of agave nectar in there. Now, the bitters, I'm going to add, so this is grapefruit and tangerine margarita. And then the bitters in here obviously sort of help give it flavour, but kind of counteract the sweetness a little bit. So I'm going to go 1 and 2 of those. That'll perfectly kind of balance out the flake, give you a nice burst of grapefruit, but perfectly balance out the sort of sweetness in there, because a margarita, you do kind of want that sort of nice tart tequila bite. You don't want it too sweet. And then to serve up, we've got a margarita glass there, or I should say a kind of coupe glass there. Salt rim, half of it, because you don't want to do a whole salt rim, just in case the person you're giving it to doesn't like salt, unless it's you and you do love salt, then do a whole salt rim. And 2 ways you could go here. If you double strain, you're going to get all the tiny little bits of tangerine out, or if you kind of just single strain, then you'll get that tangerine, but you'll get that sort of little bit of ice crystals in there. So it's completely up to you, but I'm going to double strain. So we get the flavour, but we don't get any of those sort of little bits of tangerine in your cocktail. There we go. I don't know whether you'll see that in a close-up. Can you see all those little bits of tangerine in there? That's what double straining, you collect all those. And there you go. I've got a garnish here. I've got a sort of a dehydrated grapefruit. You can go fresh wedge of grapefruit. I'll pop that on for the thumbnail, but taste-wise, the grapefruit does really come through. Obviously, it's a tangerine that hits me first. But a little bit, I've got a little bit of that salt in there, just a little bit at the side. That sort of salty bite with the tequila, tangerine, that is a delicious, absolutely delicious tangerine and grapefruit margarita. So there we go, people. There is your first 5 tangerine classic cocktail riff, should we say? Bearing in mind the hot chocolate's already been demolished through there. My favourite, I generally don't know what my favourite is actually. They're all for me. Bearing in mind the tangerine as a whole, they're all for me like 8 out of 10 cocktails. I would demolish all of them. They're really, really lovely and on my flavour pan. So, feedback from you guys. Don't forget to get involved. You can win a bottle of this in the cocktail competition. So submit your recipes to Discord or Instagram, as I mentioned at the start of the video. Feedback from you. Tangerine. What famous sort of classic sort of cocktail that's out there would you kind of riff this into, like margarita, like I've done the margarita, like I've done a mojito? So feedback below to help the rest of the community out. And if you want even more tangerine inspiration, bearing in mind this is the first video of the month, but if you're watching this in January and February, dive into that video right there.